My hubby Mike invited his girl Lisa to celebrate her birthday at the beachside mansion he built himself. But then a crazy snowstorm rolled in. As the storm approached, he threatened me to haul in some supplies despite the brutal weather. In the heat of the fight, he threw me out, saying supplies were scarce, Lisa's delicate, can't handle tough times, your resilience against the cold and hunger won't kill you. I froze to death outside. Suddenly I woke up and found myself back at the mansion when I first arrived. This time I didn't wait for them to kick me out, I bailed on my own knowing the storm would tear that place apart anyway. Again, I opened my eyes and was back in that familiar car with the heater blowing warm air by my side. I quickly checked the car's gear and felt my pulse race. Yep, I'd been given a do-over. Looking at the supplies in the trunk, my mind wandered back to my old life. Last time, Mike built that illegal seaside mansion for Lisa just because she loved the ocean view. Her birthday perfectly coincided with the mansion's completion, so they decided to celebrate there. But the Weather Bureau reported a nasty storm coming, advising everyone to stock up. Mike called and threatened me, bring in these supplies and I'll sign the divorce papers to set you free. 5 years of my life and I could finally move on and be with someone I really love. I scrambled to grab supplies from the mall and brave the storm to head to the beach. I thought delivering the goods would free me, but Lisa insisted I stay for the birthday. A day together is like a 100 days, come on, join us for a little farewell dinner, it's my birthday, can't you just have a little FaceTime out of old feelings? I agreed. The birthday went by and the storm unleashed its wrath. The wind howled so hard it was impossible to drive. I planned to ride it out in the mansion, but they treated me like a maid. My bird's nest soup needs exactly 7 parts sweet, mess it up and you're out, Lisa said. This place is freezing, burn your clothes for warmth. Her demands pissed me off. Even though Mike and I were on the rocks, I thought he'd never ditch me. Technically, I was still his wife, but turns out I overestimated him. As supplies ran low, Lisa whined about the storm, who knows when it'll pass, I'm eating for 2 now, and if Jake eats too much we might run out, how are we going to survive? Mike glanced at me, his face filled with disappointment. Still, I was shocked when he stripped me down to my undershirt and threw me into the storm. You'll be fine, supplies are tight and she's fragile, you'll live, he rationalized. I could hardly believe it. What did you say? I asked, confused. You're a pro-winter swimmer, right? The cold's nothing for you, he snapped. Tears welled up. I pleaded, I won't use the supplies, I'll go hungry, just don't be heartless. Mike cut me off, no, I won't let Lisa get pushed out by you. I begged at the door while Lisa lounged on the couch munching cherry tomatoes. Enough already, once she's out, shut the door, it's freezing. Mike looked at her tenderly, don't worry, it's bad for the baby. In one moment he was a devoted hubby, the next he kicked me out into the cold. I crawled into the snow-buried car, but they'd already hidden my phone, no way to get help. I tried starting the car, but it stayed silent. As I sat there freezing, my thoughts turned to my tragic life. 5 years with Mike only to be betrayed by him and his lover. I had just reunited with my childhood sweetheart Jake, a handsome young CEO and the perfect man. I promised him once I divorced Mike we'd be together, but I never got the chance. The blizzard roared like a beast, tossing me in the car until I died in that wreck. My soul floated, watching the mansion crumble under the storm. Seeing Mike and Lisa suffer in the ruins gave me peace. I had warned him about the illegal mansion, but he dismissed it as jealousy. Karma finally caught up as poetic justice. Days later, the storm calmed. At life's end, I saw Jake hugging my frozen body, weeping. Then a loud knock on the window jolted me back to the present. Mike was outside. You're quick, the storm's not here yet, but you are, where's the stuff I told you to get? I rolled down the window, puzzled. What stuff? What did you ask me to buy? Mike's face twisted up real quick. Didn't I tell you to get over here with supplies, you playing dumb with me? I just nodded and chuckled. Oh, the supplies, yeah, I didn't grab any, you guys wouldn't believe how crazy the mall was, I just came to break the bad news face to face. That was a total lie. All the goods I had grabbed were chilling in the trunk. In my past life, I nearly clawed my way to get those supplies just to divorce Mike. But these two were going to end up dead anyway, so why waste good food on them? Lisa couldn't keep still. I ran over to my car window, all panicky. What are we going to do? Mike's car is busted and you're the only one with a ride. I'm pregnant and if anything happens to me because of you, I won't let it go. Her words took me back. Mike had that no kids rule, so after we got hitched, I never had a kid with him. He kept blaming me for it and ended up pouring all his love into Lisa. But Lisa's past was messy and his folks didn't want her in the family. So my marriage with him was just a cover for their fling. This year, out of nowhere, she got pregnant and now has the golden ticket to marry into the Ho family. So my marriage with him was just a cover for their fling. This year, out of nowhere, she got pregnant and now has the golden ticket to marry into the Ho family. I wasn't going to blow Lisa's cover though. It was her pregnancy that got Mike to finally let me go. But it's because she got all cocky after getting pregnant that I ended up dead in my past life. I felt a chill but held my anger down. Lying to them, just kidding, the mall might be a ghost town, but I found a little supermarket on the road back. I just drove back to double check. What you need me to buy? Hearing that, they both relaxed. Mike, probably shocked by my sudden generosity, asked if the blizzard was about to hit and you're going to risk driving in it. With a grin, I explained, nah, I won't, I checked the alert, still got time, you better jot down what you need so I can go grab it. All right. Lisa got so excited she ran inside to get paper for the list. Mike just smirked, touching his chin. Jake, you think this brown-nosing is going to make me change my mind? Lisa's pregnant with my baby, I'm taking care of her for life, for life. If he gets crushed by a house in a few days, he sure would have taken care of her for his whole life. Holding back from gagging, I smiled and took his hand. Then what do I do? I'm having second thoughts, realized I love you too much. Mike scoffed, pinching my cheek hard. And you wouldn't even have a kid for me, blaming me for your inability, now you're trying to win me over, too late, you got to know not every woman can land a guy like me, like your loser first love, go live with him in his basement rental. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. A guy like him, really, sure, Mike's got some looks, but Jake's on a whole other level, character-wise, Mike's a mess, Jake's way better. When Mike and Jake first met, Jake was just a kid whose business had flopped. But over the years, he climbed his way up to CEO. Mike couldn't imagine what a great life I'd have marrying Jake. While we chatted, Lisa came back, flaunting the shopping list. She noticed the smirk in my eyes and spoke with a snide tone. Didn't expect some women who claimed they'd split to still act all in private. Mike wrapped his arm around her, soothing, don't sweat it, babe, she's nothing compared to you, even if she ran naked down the street I wouldn't give her a second look. Lisa smiled, tossing the list onto me. Florida on the way there, don't skimp on gas, if you get swept away by the storm, don't expect us to save you. As she spoke, she cuddled up to Mike. Got to admit, my luck's better than some, living in a seaside mansion with a loving partner while some don't know where to go when the storm hits. So what are you going to do? Hunker down with your basement boy, hope the whole shack doesn't blow away, huh? Her queen bee attitude pissed me off, but glancing at the small oceanfront mansion made me cool off quick. I gave a calm smile. Thanks for the concern, but I'll be just fine. Lisa's eyes sparkled and she said, braving the snow to get our supplies, it's only right we offer you shelter, why not stay with us? The mansion's newly built and it's got all the amenities. Last time she tried everything to keep me there only to send me off to die. I didn't know her real plan, but I wasn't falling for it again. I nodded, sure, no wonder Mike picked you, you're kind and lovely. She beamed at my fake compliment. Can't help it, you just can't match my luck. I stopped buttering her up and rolled down the window, hitting the gas pedal to the highway. Watching that couple in the rearview mirror, I couldn't help but smirk. Hope when the storm crushes their house, they stay this smug. I pushed my driving to the limit, gunning it toward the city. Hit a roadside supermarket for their supplies. Yeah, right, they're as good as dead, no need wasting precious food. Hardly any traffic made the drive easy. Barely an hour and I was back in the city. The biggest snowstorm was on the way soon, everything would be frozen shut, leaving no transport usable. I strode right into a swanky fortress of a building, a Fester hotel. This place was the safest spot in the whole city. I walked straight up to the desk and showed the front desk lady my ID and VIP card. She picked up my ID and politely smiled. Oh, it's Miss Emma, Mr. Jake's wife. It's an honor to serve you. Here's your sweet key card. We'll send the food to your room shortly. Right after I checked in, Jake called me from overseas. His voice sounded urgent over the phone. I saw a warning. There's a blizzard heading your way. How are things over there? Do you have enough supplies? He sighed. Of all times this had to happen when I'm abroad. I can't even be there for you. Just stay at home and let me know if you need anything. I'll have it sent over to you. In my past life, Mike hit my phone, cutting me off from everyone. I never heard my love's voice again until the end. Listening to the familiar voice on the other end, my heart was filled with so many emotions. Holding back tears, I said, I'm fine. I used your VIP card and checked into a hotel. Relief to hear I was safe. Jake sighed in relief. It's a nice hotel. They've got plenty of food and a full backup power system. As long as you're there, I'm at ease. Don't worry. Once the storm passes, I'll come back to you. I nodded silently and said softly, I've dealt with Mike. When you get back, let's get married. Okay, Jake, I love you so much. I can't afford to lose you again. He chuckled softly on the other end. I love you too. Ever since you pulled me out of that frozen lake in high school, I knew I couldn't marry anyone else. Jake and I met in high school. Coming from a poor family, he was often bullied by his peers. One time he was pushed into the icy lake at the park by some punks. I happened to pass by and saved him. He always said he fell for me at first sight, then my swimming skills, which Mike mocked, were what Jake admired the most. After graduation, Jake tried to start a business but kept hitting walls. Even Mike laughed at him, calling him a poor boy. As my father was gravely ill, my mother forcibly arranged for me to marry Mike, who came from a well-off family. Later, when Jake made his fortune and grew his confidence, I was already someone else's wife. Now Jake and I finally have a chance at happiness. We chatted for a long time, just expressing our love for each other. After the call ended, I soaked in a bubble bath, washing away the day's fatigue. Fresh and clean, I changed into the silk pajamas provided by the hotel and sat on the balcony, covered in a blanket, watching the gloomy sky outside. The sky was dark, the wind howled fiercely, sweeping through the streets in a wild, eerie manner. Flurries drifted down like an apocalyptic overture. With the blizzard's countdown ticking, the streets were deserted. Wrapped in my blanket, I leaned by the window, binge-watching shows. The stark contrast between the stormy chaos outside and the cozy calm inside struck me. In my past life, I was stuck in a seaside mansion with no power or water. The only heat coming from burning paper and clothes. Powerless against the couple's oppression inside and the suffocating blizzard outside, it was unbearable back then. I thought even if Mike and I weren't lovers or friends, we'd at least leave each other with some dignity. But he locked me outside in a hellish storm. Remembering those grim times, I fell asleep in the warmth of my blanket. Not long after, a shrill ringtone woke me. I rubbed my hair, reached an arm out of the blanket, and picked up the call. Mike's voice blasted, Emma, how many hours have you been out not answering the phone? I thought you were dead. Is that supermarket really that far? I comfortably turned over, replying lazily, why were you cursing me? You know you got to drive carefully in the snow. What if there's an accident? Are you going to take responsibility? I'm heading to the supermarket as fast as I can. There was a pause on Mike's end, then he snapped again. Hurry up, I can't believe how slow you're driving. The snow's already bad. If you can't get back in time, I'm not saving you. Good luck surviving. I calmly said, oh. I hung up on him, closed my eyes, and went back to sleep. After dozing a bit more, I couldn't sleep anymore, so I started watching surveillance footage from the mansion. I had secretly installed these cameras when the mansion was built and neither of them knew about it. Since Mike refused to divorce no matter what, I had to create an opportunity to collect evidence against him. The footage showed a dimly lit living room, adding to the coldness. Lisa was snuggled up to Mike on the sofa, looking pitiful as they shared a coat. They were burning books from the shelves to add some warmth to the huge living room. Lisa was shivering so badly she could barely speak. Damn Emma, why isn't she back yet? And this mansion, it's awful. The worst of the snowstorm isn't even here and the power's out. We can't use the electric blankets we prepared. Mike hugged her tighter, comforting her. It'll be okay. She's so kind and naive, she wouldn't abandon us. Kind and naive, that was me in my past life. But this time around, I'd abandon that naive kindness and deal with them properly. I was watching the surveillance when Jake messaged me. I ordered your favorite desserts, they should be arriving at your room soon. True to the 5-star hotel's efficiency, Jake's message came in soon after someone knocked, bringing in a trolley of food, desserts, drinks, fruit. Everything was perfect. Compared to my feast, Mike and Lisa's situation looked pitiful. Just as I shoved a macaron in my mouth, a call from Lisa came through. Her voice was sharp and out of breath, probably from the cold. Emma, you piece of work, I just checked the map on my phone and there's no supermarket nearby at all. I can't believe you'd be so selfish. Come on, admit it. Did you sneak off on your own? You realize you're responsible for 3 lives right now. This is like murder. I stirred the tea next to me and responded dramatically. Why would you think that? Obviously I didn't go to a nearby store, or I'd have been back ages ago. I've gone out of my way for you guys and yet you doubt me. I want to get back quickly too, but there was an accident blocking the road and I was trying to take a detour. Lisa was beyond frustrated and snapped. Stop detouring and come back. We've got enough food for a while though it's a bit cold. If you can't make it, just don't go. She was definitely lying to me. In my previous life, the supplies I brought were barely enough to keep us 3 alive. There's no way the stuff at home is enough this time. Playing dumb, I asked, if there's enough food, I won't come back. Looks like the snow is piling up, so I'll just find a spot to hunker down nearby, okay? Lisa sounded frantic. No way, you should come back. It's better for the 3 of us to stick together. It's too dangerous for you to be outside alone. I took a sip of the steaming tea. Isn't having me just like having an extra burden? Didn't you all insist you wouldn't care about me, so why are you asking me to come back now? She softened her tone, losing her bravado. I'm expecting and I'm really scared of the cold. There's a clothing store nearby according to the map. Can you drive back and grab some warm clothes? We have everything we need except some warming stuff. Surely you wouldn't let the 2 of us freeze to death. I might have cared before, considering it's 2 lives at stake. Yet if they could disregard my life before, I can just as easily harden my heart now. While Lisa was begging softly, Mike grabbed the phone, sounding much less confident than before. I'm fine, but Lisa's pregnant, she can't suffer. That store is really close to the house, just a quick drive away. Eating some grapes, I laughed. What's her pregnancy got to do with me? It's not like she's carrying my kid. Besides, if it's that close, why don't you go? Isn't she your love? Can't you suffer just a little for her? With no success in coaxing me, Mike revealed his impatience and snapped. Emma, listen to yourself. Are you crazy? The snow's thick out there and my car is busted. What if I freeze? What if I get swept away? Is he human and I'm not? He could freeze or get swept away on the road, yet I'm expected to buy clothes without being exposed to the elements. In my past life, he said boldly that such weather surely wouldn't take me, a champion swimmer's life. Now how did he become so fragile? Anger surged through me. I couldn't be bothered to argue, so I just hung up and tossed the phone on the bed. I sat back on the couch, cross-legged, eating the treats from the cart and watching TV. A few hours passed and the world outside was blurred by the heavy snow hitting the resilient glass. The blizzard had arrived. I couldn't help but wonder about those 2 stuck in a house without supplies facing the storm. A smirk played on my lips as I pulled up a surveillance video on my phone. Without even needing to see it, just hearing the noise, I could feel the storm's force against the homemade building. The chandelier in the living room swayed perilously with the shaking of the house, threatening to fall at any moment. Lisa was huddled like a ball by the fire, angrily throwing paper onto the flames, her face dark. I used to not see how venomous Emma really was. You were married for a few years and still she toys with us like this. Tears dripped as she continued to rant. Being married to someone so vile, how did you endure all these years? How's her luck so bad, leaving us here to starve and freeze? Where did she even go? She had no place to stay, so she can't have gone to that Jake either. Mike, facing life and death, had no mind to console her. Walking in circles by the fire, he kept trying to call me, but I'd silenced the phone long ago. He could call all he wanted, I wouldn't answer. He huffed. She suddenly hung up and now she ignores my calls. Could she really have died on the way? Why of all times? Hearing that last bit, I sat up straight. It sounded like they expected me to die, but I hadn't fulfilled their wish, not when they needed me most. Lisa scoffed. I doubt it. She still has a car. She's just pretending to ignore us. Hurry. is this your concern for her? Mike finally stopped pacing, sat beside Lisa, and placed a hand on her belly. How could I worry about her? I'm thinking of us. We lost so much money in business and finally there's an opportunity to get it back. I have to focus, you know. I arranged a ghost marriage for Emma with a wealthy family. They paid millions. Even if she's dead, her body has to be intact. Lisa thought for a moment, then nodded. Yeah, if she just froze to death, that's fine, but if she's missing limbs, we can't deliver that. She snuggled into Mike's arms. Even with all this debt and selling the house behind Emma's back, I stay with you because I love you. You can't let me down. Mike assured her. Don't worry, no matter how down we are, we're better off than Emma. At least we have this mansion and our love. Emma won't even have her life soon. Lisa laughed gently at him. To be honest, Emma being dead might be a blessing for her. What's the point of living for someone like her? She would have just ended up squeezing into a tiny apartment with that broke Jake anyway. Honestly, we did them a favor. Hearing this, I felt a chill down my spine and all my previous doubts just vanished. No wonder they wanted me to stay in the mansion so badly, even pushing me out into the cold to freeze to death in my past life. It was so they could keep an eye on me and ensure I died with a complete body. If I hadn't heard it myself, I would never have known they held such malicious intent. Even after my family's bankruptcy, they always blame me for leaving them, but how's their behavior any different from murder? But I'd already died once, so I shook off my shock pretty quickly. In my past life, I was played like a fool. Now it's time for a change. I looked back at the two people in the video. Can't deny they're good at finding joy in the midst of sorrow. The wind and snow were shaking the house, yet they could still laugh. Lisa's eyes sparkled with hope for the future. Once we get Emma's money, we'll have most of our debts cleared. We might even have money left over for the baby. Mike nodded. Then we'll buy a house near the best elementary school in the city. I want to give your kid the best. Lisa playfully pushed him. Oh, why are you all about the kid? I'm the one who's most important to you. We still haven't had our wedding yet. You promised me the most glamorous dress in the whole bridal store. I watched as they planned out their whole lives, even discussing where they wanted to be buried together. It made me both sick and amused at the same time, almost enough to throw up the dessert I'd just eaten. I turned off the monitor and decided to head down to the leisure area to calm my mixed feelings down. Downstairs, there was a swimming pool that was done up really nicely. From a distance, it did feel like a tropical beach resort, offering an immersive experience. I sat by the pool, splashed around a bit, and chatted with Jake over video call for quite a while. Just as I hung up, Lisa called. This time she sounded frantic, like each word was burning her tongue as she spoke. Emma, you finally picked up. I nearly thought something happened, if you're not dead. Can you come back? It's freezing so terribly out here. I've never begged anyone like this in my life. Just bring us some clothes please. I'll be forever grateful to you. I tried hard not to laugh. Looking out at the snow-laden sky, the winds carrying snow so fierce it'll either blow you away or cut you like knives. As they're pleading, they seem to forget one thing: I'm a regular person too and I can die in this cold weather. Putting on my best act, I gasped. Actually, I was already on my way to the mansion when you called, but I didn't expect the wind to be this strong. My car flipped on the highway. I started to scream, purposely driving my words into their weak spot. This highway is so high, if my car goes off there will be nothing left of me. What do I do? Even if I freeze, I don't want to fall. Come save me. I then held the phone away and sneaked a laugh. So you want my body for some after-death wedding? Not going to happen. Good luck without a full corpse. Sure enough, they started panicking over there. To an outsider, they'd almost seem genuinely worried. Mike grabbed the phone. Stay calm, don't move in the car, send me your location and I'll be right there. The call was filled with the feral sounds of the howling wind, conveying the cold just through sound. Don't panic. Why would I panic? I'm doing just fine. While they advised me not to, they were the ones who seemed ready to freak out. As they chattered about possible solutions, I got bored and shouted out loud. Then I spun my phone around and tossed it onto the lounge chair by the pool as if simulating a disaster. With my little act done, I hung up and lay on the chair, laughing nonstop. Life and death are up to fate and fortune lies in the heavens. Whether they live or not, it's on them. They kept calling, but I ignored every single one. Soon, notifications started flooding in and I noticed someone had set up a group chat with the three of us in the group. They were tagging me nonstop with texts mixed with some live photos. Lisa, Emma, are you still there? Mike went out to find you, hang in there, our future depends on you. Mike sent a photo of the highway and an audio message amid the massive wind noise. Emma, I'm out looking for you, I'm near the clothing store but I don't see your car. I continued playing dead in the chat. Seeing no reply, Mike continued to roar. Hey, say something, dead or alive, where are you? Stop pretending to be dead, this wind is no joke and I'm risking my life to save you. I chuckled and back. Wow, you guys care so much about whether I live or die, I'm so touched, but no need to come, a gust just blew my car right back onto the road. I'm safe now, but there's no way I'm driving towards the sea, good luck, I'm finding a place to hide. As soon as I sent it, Mike bombarded me with voice messages. Listen, just from the voice message, I can feel how miserable he is out there in the snowstorm. I came all this way on foot just for you. Are you messing with me? Did you even bother to bring the supplies? I could sense his anger and I was laughing so hard on the lounge chair. I replied, you've walked this far, you're probably almost at the fashion store. Instead of cursing me, why don't you grab more clothes for your darling wife? Before Mike could reply, Lisa sent a voice message. Her cries were so loud they almost blended into the huge wind noise. Mike, Emma, forget about the supplies for now, just come back quickly, the wind smashed the windows on the first floor and snow is coming in. What should we do? The fire's out, the house is shaking, we can't stay here anymore. Curious about the mess the house was in, I started a group video call. The two of them answered quickly. In Lisa's video, the house looked like it was turning to rubble. Windows shattered with a massive wave of snow rushing into the room. Her shaky first-person view, along with her distant and near screams, felt like a scene from a post-apocalyptic horror movie. Mike was being blown around, looking like he was drifting in the snow, totally struggling. He shouted urgently. Lisa, are you okay? Hang in there, Emma and I are coming back quickly. Emma, don't ignore this, it's a matter of life and death. You're the only one with a car, hurry and save her. My calm video stuck between their survival struggle looked completely out of place. Without a word, I casually popped a grape in my mouth and started eating on camera. Mike yelled. Emma, what are you eating? How do you have the time to eat now? Why is it so bright and quiet where you are? You're not in the car at all. Unbothered, I ate another grape. Lisa's screen suddenly flipped, landing with a black screen, only her weak voice could be heard. Mike, the living room light fell and hit my leg, I can't move now, my belly hurts so much, what do we do, Mike? As if drained, pleaded desperately. Emma, where are you right now? Please save Lisa, she's pregnant with my child, Lisa loves the ocean, this year she could finally fulfill that wish. But now we're caught in this extreme weather, I don't want her to die with regrets. His plea hit my funny bone. I laughed out loud in the video, totally carefree and insolent. Her wish is to see the sea, I can make that happen now. I got up, flipped the phone's camera, and panned around the luxury swimming pool. The pool's walls and ceiling lights were so chic, it really gave the illusion of being by the ocean. I bragged. Well, it's not the real seaside, but isn't it realistic enough? Seeing this view before dying should satisfy anyone's soul. If they weren't idiots, they'd realize by now I was in a luxury hotel. Mike was furious. You've been tricking us all along, I came out to save you and you were safe in a fancy place the whole time, are you even human? Unbothered, I replied. Of course I am, it's you I'm not too sure about, you know why you came out for me, Mike, you're even human? Unbothered, I replied. Of course I am, it's you I'm not too sure about, you know why you came out for me, Mike, you thought I didn't know you were broke, seeing how well off I was. Lisa lying there suddenly found her energy and yelled with a sob, so what if Mike's bankrupt? You really want to watch us die, aren't you afraid of nightmares or karma? I'm pregnant, you know. I chuckled. I'm straightforward, but you too, I don't know what deceit you're hiding inside. Instead of wasting your energy cursing me, you might as well save some strength to write a will. That's enough talk, I'm tired, I'm going to my warm luxury suite to get some beauty sleep. With that, I hung up the video and shut off the phone. I stayed at that hotel for 3 days and nights until the terrifying snowstorm finally calmed. The snow stopped but the sky stayed dim as if morning. The The whole city, countless trees fell under the storm's weight and some old houses were destroyed, causing numerous casualties. I felt so lucky to be sitting safe in a sturdy hotel. At the same time, I felt sorry for those who suffered in the storm. Finally, transportation resumed and Jake rushed back from abroad, coming to the hotel to see me. Before we could even catch up, I got a call from the hospital. A nurse said there was a patient named Mike, mentally unstable, demanding to see me. What, he's lucky surviving such a disaster. I wasn't the least bit afraid of his request. Jake and I went to the hospital together. I wanted to see what he would do now. Walking the hospital corridor with Jake, I saw a familiar yet strange figure down the hall. It was Mike, but now he was on crutches, visibly missing a leg. I studied my swirling emotions, then slowly approached him. Mike's eyes were red with fury as soon as he saw me. He bared his teeth and lunged with a limp. "Emma, you really dared to come even with one leg." He moved surprisingly fast. He got closer and attempted to slap me, but Jake kicked him aside. Mike clumsily sprawled on the floor, screaming and wailing. "Everyone look here, see this wicked woman named Emma. She went off looking for a man behind my back. She spent the storm living it up in a luxury hotel, not caring if her husband lives or dies. She pretended to cry for help and I lost my leg saving her, almost lost my life, and now she treats me like this. How can you be so cruel and still stand here?" He screamed so tragically that a bunch of people stopped to watch. A lot of folks felt bad for him, helped him up, and tried to comfort him. I got those unfriendly looks from the crowd. That couple looks decent, but who knew they'd be such people behind closed doors? Look at what they did to that guy. Yeah, my dad works with him and I heard he lost his leg from frostbite. But look at his wife's good health. Doesn't seem like she's been in the cold wind and snow at all. Jake raised an eyebrow and pointed to the patient list outside the hospital room. "Susan, I remember her, your little lover, right? She's still alive and you dare talk like that. Besides, weren't you the one who first betrayed Emma back then?" Mike immediately shot back. "Don't think I don't know you've been hooking up with Jake for a while now. Should I stay faithful to you forever, even if you hate me? You shouldn't take it out on Lisa. She's carrying my child now, because you ignored her cries. She's in the ER. He was clearly twisting the story around. But given how miserable he looked, his nonsense sounded a bit believable. In my past life, I was the victim. Now Mike's painting me as a murderer. I just smirked. "Mike, you're good at pinning crimes on others. Your leg was amputated because of frostbite, but what's that got to do with me? Did I make it snow so heavily? Did I make so many people end up in the hospital? If you want justice, maybe take it up with Mother Nature." As soon as I finished, the medical staff came out of the operating room. "Sorry, the patient's child was already stillborn, couldn't be saved. Her legs were amputated too, but at least her life was spared." Hearing this news, a smile tugged at my lips. I took Jake's hand, wanting to leave this mess behind. Mike grabbed our legs. "You're not leaving. Lisa and I still need a lot of money for treatment. You're why we ended up like this. You're responsible. Pay up." He looked at Jake with pleading eyes. "Jake, I really underestimated you. Didn't think you'd make it big. Now that you've got money, it's only fair to help us out. Can't just be heartless, right?" Jake gave a cold laugh and kicked Mike aside. "I'd rather donate all my money than give you a cent because you don't deserve it." Mike gritted his teeth. "Emma and I aren't divorced yet. Don't pay up and I'll never sign those papers." Jake laughed louder, laying on the sarcasm thick. "Go ahead, she'll be the one woman you'll never have." With that, Jake wrapped an arm around my waist and we left the hospital. After leaving, I cut off all contact with Mike and Lisa, focusing on building Jake's company. The company took off. We donated most of our money to charities, becoming ambassadors of goodwill. Jake and I promised to cherish each other forever, even without some fancy marriage certificate. 2 months later, I was pregnant and soon we'd have our happy family of 3. In the CEO's office, I was on Jake's lap, picking out new home decor. A group of unwelcome guests burst in, making their way up from the first floor. Mike kicked open the office door, holding a live streaming phone. "Folks, you're about to see what true justice being delayed but never denied looks like. Didn't expect it, but there she was." Lisa pushing her wheelchair into the room, holding a sign, "Return my child, return my legs." Looking at our office's fancy decor, she had this envy and cunning in her eyes. She spoke like a justice warrior. Just look, folks, this couple chilling in such luxury while my unborn child and my family's happiness were destroyed by this wicked woman. I stayed calm in Jake's arms. Cut it with the justice nonsense. You're here for money, right? Mike pointed his phone at us. Yeah, we want money. You made us lose our legs and our baby. A life's $1 million, so $3 million in total. I flashed a peace sign at the camera, joking. Is this live? Make sure you use a beauty filter. Mike's buddies chimed in. Of course it is. How else could we capture your crime? You don't get it. Mike's already blasted your crimes online. Everyone's waiting for your judgment. I opened the live stream and saw tons of hateful comments. Those two are out of control. They got to be taught a lesson. Abandoning your husband on a snowy day to live it up with another guy, worse than a villain. Jake and I had been pretty focused on the company, not paying much attention online, which was fine, out of sight, out of mind. I flipped open my phone gallery, showing a video towards Mike's camera. The clip showed a man and woman having a good cat around a fire. They said, I secretly arranged a ghost marriage for Emma, the other party's rich, offered millions, even in death, I wanted her body to be intact. It was actually a good thing that Emma died, so for someone like her, what's the point of living anyway? We're doing a good deed. That was exactly what the surveillance footage captured, which I recorded just in case. Once the video got out, the attitude in the live stream completely flipped. Even the friends Mike brought in for support started to have second thoughts. Mike, you didn't tell us about this. It's clearly you guys in the video. You know ghost marriage is illegal, right? You also said you'd share the money with us, but now it's clear you've been playing us. You were the ones plotting all along. We're done here. Those guys weren't ones to overthink. They tossed their banners aside and walked off without another word. Suddenly, Mike and Lisa looked like they had swallowed something disgusting. Jake patted me on the head and then spoke slowly to Mike. Mike, you seem upset, but how can you be sure the baby Lisa was carrying was yours? Mike's expression turned even darker. What do you mean? Jake didn't want to say much. He tossed the paternity test report right in front of Mike. When Lisa had the miscarriage, I had a DNA test done with the baby's remains and your DNA, see for yourself. Considering our past, I reluctantly held on to it. This can't be, it's impossible. He shook Lisa's shoulders violently. Lisa, tell me this isn't true, was the baby someone else's? With the evidence plain as day and guilt gnawing at her inside, Lisa was lost for words, her pale face said it all. The next second, dozens of police officers closed in, surrounding the two, ready to bring them to justice. Mike glared angrily at Lisa. I loved you so much and you betrayed me. Why did you and Jake have to betray me? Before he could finish, Mike pulled a fruit knife from his pocket and stabbed Lisa in the chest. Lisa couldn't even scream before she collapsed dead under Mike's blade. This is what you get for cheating. This is the end for both of us anyway, so let's die together. He lost it completely and tried to push past the police to stab me and Jake, but before the knife even got close, Mike was shot and fell dead on the spot. Later, their bodies were taken away. The police also dealt with the online trolls who had led the campaign against Jake and me. This whole fiasco finally cleared our names. After everything, Jake and I moved to a new city to start fresh. Soon after, we got our marriage license. We had a beautiful wedding by the sea during a breezy summer. In the fall, I gave birth to my first daughter. The love between Jake and me personified, we named her Anna. I hope from now on our life will be peaceful and happy.